Yeah, that's
a
right.
bit more knackered than Moby.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
See, I think Moby's great. He's one of those people, every he opens his mouth, I thought, oh, I'd love to be mates with him. He talks sense, he's interesting, he's lovely. I don't like his records. There's nothing I can do about that. If I ever become top mates with him, and after about a few years of us like driving around and having a party, I'll go, Moby, I've never liked anything you've ever done.
Is that what you do with your mates? Just drive round? What are you, 16?
Never. Never done that.
Go to a car park and just do handbrakes?
Never. I haven't done that since I was like 17 when like it was great to someone had a car.
You couldn't believe that you were just moving.
I remember once, right, my mate, Bob, had a car and there was me and another friend in it, and we were young, we were about 18, and he did a U-turn when he shouldn't, and this motorbike hit him and came off, and the music, he was going to turn his down, it was really, really bad, right? And he was there and he was really worried, and the motorbike bloke was dazed, and he went, "Are you okay? I'm really sorry." And the bloke said, "Yeah." And I put my head out the window and went, "Sorry about that, mate, that's the third one today." And this motorbike just looked at him and he went, "No, don't do that, Gervais. Why did you do that? Why did you say that?" I just thought it would be funny. I didn't really understand the severity of this.
Have I told on the radio before about that time when I just passed my test and I was driving my parents' Volvo estate and we went off driving down some country lanes? Have I
Is this the
mentioned
one with the...
it? Yeah. I've told you, have I?
Yeah.
Have I told you, Carl?
No.
Well, maybe I'll tell you a bit
Oh,
later
let's
on.
play a
Yeah,
record. There's a great anecdote about a Volvo estate coming up.
Exactly. That's the kind of stuff you're getting on XFM this Saturday afternoon.
Do you want some Coldplay or what?
Oh, I'd love to.
Coldplay. Don't panic. That's the title of the song as well as what I was saying. In fact, I was just saying the title of the song, if I'm being honest, making it sound like it was Conversation, XFM 104.9. It's the Ricky Gervais Show with Steve Merchant.
Thanks.
You were going to tell us a little story about
Just
a Volvo
passed my
estate?
test.
Yeah.
My parents had a big Volvo estate, and it's quite a big
I
car
don't
to drive.
drive. My parents didn't have a car.
But I know you don't drive cars, Rick, but it's quite a big car to drive if you just passed your test.
It's safe though, isn't it?
It is very safe, that was the thing.
Yeah.
And I come from the West Country, obviously. There's quite a lot of windy lanes.
No, you're joking, do you?
They have cars there.
Oh, here it comes. Blimey, Carl.
Learned on a tractor, automatic it was.
Do you want me to tell it or not?
Oh! Don't about the accent! Oh no, I've got words all gone. Oh. Go on.
So I went to this
You
party.
haven't got him being from the north.
Not when he's telling an anecdote.
He's never told an anecdote.
Oh yeah, fair point.
Yeah, go on.
So I went to a party and I was quite excited because I had the car, the motor, and there was a chick heading down to the party that I was like, I had my eye on. And I thought, now I've got a car, I'm going to the party, it's going to be amazing, right? And various friends had said, like, can we get a lift? I thought, yeah, groovy.
Yeah.
I'll pick up the chick as well, who's a friend of a friend.
Yeah.
So cruising down to the party in the motor, the Volvo estate, and there's nothing sexier than that. Slipping a little bit of Billy Joel on the stereo or whatever. Something classic. Exactly. And maybe it was Billy Ocean. I was quite a Billy.
Maybe it was Get Out of My Dreams, Get Into My Car.
Ideally.
Yeah.
So I get to the party, and inevitably it was one of those house parties where the chick that I had my eye on, she kind of was chatting to other guys, and she wasn't really paying attention to me, and I was sort of...
Trying hard to get, was she again?
Same old story.
They
know how to tease, don't they, the ladies?
Who are they kidding?
So I'd follow her like a dog, from room to room, and watch her.
Quite literally, sometimes he was barking.
Yeah. And while, just watch her while she talked to other blokes. And then, obviously because I was driving, I wasn't drinking, so I was not really enjoying myself. And then somebody said, should we go and pick up Vera? And I thought, right, okay. And they went, Steve's got a car, let's all leap in there, we'll go pick up Vera. And this girl was like up for it as well, so I thought, brilliant, I'll be back in the car with her, away from all these lads. One guy she had her eye on, he came as well, I was a little bit annoyed.
Yeah.
But anyway, he was in the car, so I'm driving down these country lanes, just driving along, and they're directing me, they're saying go left here, go right. And then suddenly we stop, and one of them goes, just drive into that field, this pitch black field, right? And I'm sort of, well, it is my parents' car. Just drive in the field, Steve. I'm thinking, well, I don't want to, not seem like I'm a hard, cool, crazy kind of guy, because the chick's in the car. So I drove the car into the field, they all leapt out, started running off into the darkness, shouting, Vera, 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 where are you? So I'm just sort of sat there in the car, waiting.
Wasn't Vera Lynn, was it? Because she loves to hide in fields.
Bizarrely, it wasn't.
Right.
It was just, I was just left in the car on my own with Billy Ocean, and suddenly, out of the darkness, they come back holding a Vietnamese pot-bellied pig that they had stole from a nearby farm, and they knew that the pig was called Vera because someone knew the farmer or something. Anyway, so they got this pig, so now they're going, I'll put the pig in the back of the car, we'll take it back to the party, it'll be hilarious. I'm thinking, well, I'm not sure I want a pig and all its, piggy crap in the car, right, crammed in there. But they say, yeah, so obviously I'm thinking again, I don't want to look like I'm, a nerd. I'm terrified of that, Rick, ever happens.
Yeah. So you go, hey, bring the pig into the car.
Exactly.
I'm no nerd.
Exactly.
Yeah, go on.
So now we drive off again. I've got this pig kind of screeching in the back of the car. And they say, stop again, let's do some cow tipping. And they do that old thing, about the fact because cows sleep standing up, don't they? So you can push a cow over and stuff.
Yeah.
So they're having a wild time, hilarious. So this time, now we get to a sort of dead end in the road. And they say, well, turn around, let's go back to the party. And I'm thinking, fine. Try and do a 3-point turn in this very narrow country lane, right? Get the Volvo estate wedged horizontally across the road. Can't get it out, just can't seem to sort it out. I don't know what, I'm panicking because there's a pig in the car, right? And local disgruntled farmers, right? People drunk, partying, probably off their head on some kind of weed, Rick.
Was it loads of blokes with pitchforks and flaming torches
Exactly.
going, burn him, he's playing with our pig.
Exactly that. And so that, I was so terrified that all I could think was they're going to have to send a helicopter to lower a magnet onto the top of the car to lift the car up and put it the right way around.
You used to read a lot of comics, didn't you?
Yeah. So, do you know what I started doing?
What?
Crying.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Why?
She started crying, just very slightly, started getting upset. And the other guy that the girl fancied, he had to get into the driving seat and sort it out for me by slowly edging forward
so
and
that's
backwards.
the worst bit of the whole story?
Yeah, edging slowly back and forwards. He just sorted it out, just slowly, worked the car back round, and then we were off.
You're just gently weeping.
Just gently
where
weeping in the back.
The bloke had just taken the bird that you saw from a distance.
Exactly.
That was basically your wife in your head by then.
Oh, yeah.
Was it? I can't
We were
believe it.
happily married with a pig for a child.
Don't joke, that could happen.
I know.
The pigs come, if you like.
Sorry?
What?
What did you say? What did you say? What did you say?
When you do what, Carl?
What did you say? No, what did you say? Because I don't want to have to go to the radio authority again. What did you say then? Just remember.
We are going out live, Carl.
Yeah, remember Tom Binns, right? What did you say?
What I'm saying is, why were they shouting Vera? Because pigs don't come to the name, do they?
Hey? I don't know the ins and outs of a pig, of how to lure a pig into your trap.
Can I just tell you some very, very interesting things about pigs?
Please do.
Right. One, everyone knows they have a corkscrew-shaped penis, right?
A corkscrew-shaped penis. That's the tail, isn't it?
Two, they can't look up. They can't put their head back and look up, right? Three, they can have a 30-minute orgasm.
Rick, is it only pigs that have got a corkscrew-shaped penis?
No, and landlords.
Okay.
Very handy.
Right. Here's one for you.
Go on.
Like insect facts and stuff.
Go on.
If a man was a flea...
You could jump over St Paul's Cathedral.
No.
What?
Wrong. It's gone up now. It's... the big wheel. The big wheel.
It's the Millennium Wheel.
Now. It's gone up now. Play a record. You're the best. Ash, there's a star on XFM 104.9. Now, Steve.
Yes.
Carl text messaged me in the week, very excited, because he just watched a programme that proved me and you were stupid. Remember we sort of championed the anti-supernatural?
Yes. Sceptical view.
We're just absolutely sceptical about anything like that. We're atheists. We don't believe in ghosts, anything like that. Anything supernatural. We're followers of James Randi, a genius of our times. But Carl saw something that proved us wrong. I'd like Carl to tell you what this proof was, what he saw it on, and look at him. Go on then.
It was on Wednesday night.
Yeah.
I was watching... you see, the problem is I didn't get the full story, so you could pick holes out of it.
Sure.
Unlike your usual investigations into the supernatural.
Which are...
It was called... Can I just say what the programme's called?
Mr. Exorcist.
Oh, brilliant.
So...
Sounds like an academic work to me.
The bit that I caught, I just flicked it over, I sort of seen what's on the telly, and I thought, Exorcist, I've seen it, but there's nothing else, and I watch it, and then I realised it wasn't the same thing. I thought, I'll have a bit of this. And there was an old woman and a daughter, and as far as I was aware, the bit I picked up on, they were saying, it's dreadful, and unless you've been through it, you've had ghosts in your house and that, you really don't know what it's like.
Yeah, sure.
And the main thing that seemed to be getting them down was the fact that the budgie was getting stressed.
The budgie was getting stressed.
Because animals can sense the other side.
Oh, okay. Can they?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
And how was that manifesting itself? You don't know. What was the budgie doing?
I think it just wasn't happy.
Right. Did it explain that to people, or how did it express that?
Budgies are known for being chirpy, aren't they?
I see. It wasn't chirpy.
It normally swings on its little perch and that. And
Just depressed because it was possessed.
It was just sat around in its pajamas.
so
No, come on,
So-
Steve.
so-
Come on, Steve. You're making this a mockery. So the budgie was depressed because he could sense the ghost.
yeah, and then this guy, this Mr. Exorcist, came
Yeah.
round.
Was that his name?
Yeah,
Was he a priest or something?
yeah, he might have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I picked up,
Did he have like a black coat with a little white collar? That's usually the.
he had his coat on, so you couldn't tell.
No, sure. Okay.
But so he came round and he sort of did his thing, and then
And was he
the next
trying?
shot-
Was he trying to exorcise the budgie?
No,
the
the
ghost.
house.
Right.
The
I
house,
see. It
yeah.
wasn't that the budgie had a demon or
Clearing the
anything.
house
No.
out.
No, this
So-
wasn't a possession, was it? This was a straightforward. It wasn't a poltergeist or anything. It was just a.
It was a haunted house.
Yeah, but that's the thing he was saying. He was saying you can have like your ghouls and that aren't that bad, that aren't going to cause you any problems.
Yeah,
But obviously the budgie, they've got weak hearts and that, haven't they?
Sure. So he go on.
So anyway, basically he sorted it out, did whatever he did, and the next shot you see is like the budgie making a noise and swinging
It's happening again.
over the moon again, and the old woman was like happy because she
couldn't believe her luck.
stressed.
Yeah.
And that
The priest didn't come in and go, well, you should feed that bird. Give it a bit of millet. It was happy. It goes, right.
No,
See you
it's-
later. No. It was a. So
It's budgie, I mean, budgies are. My mum's got a budgie, and they're fairly happy all the time, aren't they? So it's got to be something fairly odd.
You never see a budgie sitting down going, I feel like topping myself, to be honest.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
No.
Do you know you can have like a moody dog? You can see a dog when it's unhappy if it's walking down the street.
You can have a moody canary, can't you? And what they do is they often tell the police what you've been doing. They're known for that. Yeah.
So basically,
So that for you is proof that the supernatural exists. A bird in a cage got a little bit annoyed, wasn't chirping as much as it normally did. Who knows why? There could have been a little draft up its, and
Cloaca.
exactly.
That's
Anyway,
a medical term.
Anyway, a man came in and did whatever he did.
Yeah.
You saw
Mr. Exorcist, though, Steve.
Yeah.
This wasn't any bloke off the street. This was Mr. Exorcist.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And for you, that's the proof that there's.
just because like if it was a person, you go, they're playing up for the camera.
Yeah, a budgie could possibly act like that, Steve.
Yeah, that's what you mean. You're saying a budgie would not be it wouldn't be trying to become famous. or
No,
trying to get on the telly.
not like Lassie.
No, sure.
It was
sure.
basically a show-off.
Yeah, or Champion the Wonder Horse.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think
I've changed my tune, Rick. I don't know about you.
I have, and I think we should play a record.
I'd love to get Mr. Exorcist in. Wouldn't that be amazing?
Never dabble with things you don't understand.
Sorry.
Like women. See what I did there?
He's turned that back on me.
Boys and girls.
Girls and boys, embarrassed us.
Girls and boys there, Steve, on XFM 104.9. So it's not so bad, really, because we didn't plan anything,
No.
We proved the supernatural. We were wrong about that.
Well, just one other question. Was there anything else in this woman's house that led her to believe that there were ghosts, or was it just the fact that, Tweety or whatever his name wasn't chirping?
You see, this is the problem. I was watching UK Style. I was watching something on that.
What were you watching on that?
It was, it's not changing rooms. It's like that, but cheaper.
Quite seriously, right? You might be the most interesting man in the world. I'm fascinated by it. I'd like to follow you. I'd like to have a hidden camera on you. I can ask you any question. I'd like to have you in a cupboard in my flat. So I just think, I wonder what Karl thinks of that. And I'd just throw something at you, and you'd, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because that's what my dad did. Get me in the cupboard.
You know what I mean, though? I wonder what Karl would
You're
think
never
like
stuck
that.
for a conversation point if Carl's around. That's what's genius about it.
He's always got an opinion. He's got an opinion about everything.
Yeah.
It's
But I love the fact he was watching UK Style without a shadow of irony.
Yeah. No,
It's
that's
just
what I like about it.
Exactly, that's what's
I wouldn't
great.
like it if he was trying to be
No, he's not.
kitsch and stuff. I like it because he's down the line, straightforward, no nonsense.
Yes.
This is what I like. You know what I mean? He's going to be sort of like Jeffrey Boycott, Dickie Bird when he's about like 60 or 70. He's going to get on a bus and go to the driver somewhere. You need an haircut. You look like a scruffy get. You know what I mean? It's going to be a great old bloke that he doesn't get chinned in the pub.
Yeah.
Right? People protect him. Because he's like 70 or something. But it's great. You're looking forward. You're actually in that nod. That nod went. I can't wait to be 70.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
Can I make a suggestion that we just get people that can email in just questions or comments they'd like to hear from Karl. Maybe they just want to know his opinion on the Afghanistan situation.
Yeah, like
last night's Coronation Street, whatever.
Yeah, like they do it, in the NME or imagine that current election. They go, Billy says Labour.
Karl. The Sun has White Van Man. Each day they interview a guy who drives a white van, see his opinions on various topics. Karl is very much our white man van. White man van.
Yeah.
So any query you have,
I think most of our listeners are,
any
to be honest.
opinion that you would like to hear voiced from the K-Man, ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk, or you can phone in. I forget what the number is.
700 800 1234.
Sweet.
Now it's time for our first regular feature of the day. That film sounds good.
That film sounds good.
I stopped the film reviews because I've done all the films that are 9 or 10 out of 10. I don't want to drop my standards.
Absolutely.
This is a feature where it's a soundtrack of a film where I like a single from it and might want to see the film, might have seen the film. Today is our first request.
Right, interesting.
This is for Martin, who wants to hear Live in the City by Stevie Wonder, and it's from Jungle Fever.
Let's hear it.
Well, I love the song and I love the film. Living for the City.
Genius.
Stevie Wonder.
The man's a god.
Film Jungle Fever.
Absolutely.
It's a great film.
Yeah.
Well, not to be confused with Living in the City, which I think is a Desiree track. So never did that.
You're a huge Desiree fan.
We were grooving along to that. It's a great, not my favourite Stevie Wonder track. I actually, He's Mr. Know-It-All, but a great track. Oh, Stevie Wonder's just fantastic anyway. And during that, I was like, just enjoying the moment. We said, turn it up, didn't we? We liked it. Karl, just halfway through, just looking at me, he's got a driving licence.
Yep.
I went, what? He went, he's got a driving licence. I went, as he went, yeah, just for his own land. I went, you don't need a driving licence for your own land. He went, you might be right. He said, who else is blind?
I remember hearing something. It was someone famous who shouldn't have a driving licence.
Well,
and they have. And I'm sure
a lot of people.
I'm sure it was someone who's blind. But you're right, it's a bit of an odd one.
Isn't it? No, but don't forget, this hasn't just happened, this is in your head. So you can't say that and go, isn't that weird, how did that happen? It's in your head, don't forget, at the moment. There is no proof.
There's no proof of that.
You can't say something and they go, isn't that strange? You said it.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean? We didn't just see something happen out the window. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? What's in your head and what happened and all that? What are you thinking?
I'm just thinking, who's that other fella?
Ray
Charles.
Yeah.
Why would he have a driving licence? He's blind as well. I think it's the blind thing we've got a problem with. It's the idea of people who are blind driving cars that's maybe made us question that. I mean, Stevie may have a driving licence. I very much doubt that he's passed his test.
No.
He probably hasn't even... I mean, he could have done the theory one, maybe. But that's touchscreen.
And until Labradors actually are allowed on the Queen's Highway,
exactly.
I don't think we'll see many blind people driving cars.
I might be wrong.
You might be, mightn't you? Oh, we hadn't thought of that.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. You might be wrong.
Could well be wrong.
There's a start. I fancy a bit of Ed Hardcore about now.
Well, Rick, you've embarrassed yourself because his name's Hardcore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just play the song, Carl. Just mop up this ugly mess. Still to come, loads of our other features, of course, including Hip Hop Hooray!
Black Rebel Motorcycle Club, Love Burns, XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais.
My name's Steve Merchant.
Carl, what's your name?
Press the buttons.
That's it.
Carl, I press the button.
Yeah. Oh, bless him.
People are loving the K-Man, aren't they?
They are. People are saying they love him. He's just. Oh.
He is.
I think we've created a whole new Will McDonald.
I like to think so.
Yeah. Or Gordon the Gopher.
I used to have a show in Manchester.
Did you used to host a show?
Yeah, overnight.
What kind of things was it? What kind of stuff?
What sort of tip were you on?
Phone-ins and stuff.
Yeah.
You did a phone-in?
Not a proper one.
What did people phone in about?
No, they didn't. That was one problem. There was no phones. Go on.
No, just, how things were going and that.
Problems? Were you like an agony uncle?
Kind of.
That's amazing. Imagine that. Imagine sending someone to Karl. You got problems? Is it delicate? We'll go to Karl Pilkington.
Hang on, looks like maybe there's some questions.
We've got a few questions here. What's the one? What's Karl's view on?
Karl, what do you make of nudism?
Who's that from?
Let me just check who that's from.
There's a time and a place for it.
That's from. It's very difficult to tell.
That's great. See,
there's a time and a place for it.
That is just brilliant. That is Dickie Bird. That's that sort of northern, confident soundbite. Wasn't it nudism? Time and a place for it.
There's a time and a place.
Would you do it, Steve?
Would I do nudism?
Yeah.
He's not allowed.
Not again.
It's not nice, is it, really?
No, it's not with Steve. He's not allowed on any National Trust land doing it because he's caused the death of millions of starlings.
That's true.
It was something on BBC Choice the other night. It's a really short show. I haven't seen it before.
It's not a bloke eating copper soup and then another short show like maybe someone cleaning their teeth with Colgate and then a really short show. What was it called?
No, what it was about this old fella who he's into nudism, and he was saying he's done all right.
Did he play volleyball a lot?
He said he's done all right out of it because there's not many blokes who are willing to go nude for modelling and that, and he's about 70, so it's not.
Is there much pride for that? Do you think? Is there much demand for 70-year-old?
He's doing all right for it.
Sure. Good.
And the odd thing was, you see,
he had a corkscrew penis.
He was just like walking around on the main road in like a seaside town. And and cars with...
See, that's not nudism, is it? That's mental illness.
Yeah, he's just a bit dear.
Yeah.
So I tell you, one of your favourite programmes, is it one of your favourite ones, just that one with the hot air balloon? And it just goes, it's like in Sydney, sometimes then it's at a carnival.
His favourite programme when he was little, he used to watch it for hours, was that little girl by a blackboard with two toys.
Yeah.
He used to love that, didn't
enjoyed that, didn't you?
Right, listen, here's something else I learned in the week, and we can use this if you want to give away the Incubus tickets.
Go on.
There's a program.
There's some tickets to give away later. I'll tell you about that. I'll tell you what it is later. Go on. I don't know. We're going to save it. It's a surprise. Go on.
Have I ruined it?
No, go on.
Crack on, mate. Crack on.
There was a program about the body.
Sure.
And what is it, right? Barbie doll. Why couldn't that be real?
Yes.
Play a record, Carl.
I do know the answer, actually, I have to say.
What do you mean, why couldn't it be real?
If the Barbie doll was like a real person...
Right.
It wouldn't work out.
I don't understand the question! If you do, this is what worries me.
I don't understand.
Why do you understand it?
Because it's one of those facts which I've heard in the past, but... So therefore, because I know the answer, the question makes sense. But unless you know the answer, the question makes no sense.
Well, of course it does.
That's what's brilliant.
Is it worth using for the tickets, do you think? Is it that good?
It's not a real question, Carl.
I don't think it can really.
It can't be a real question. Well, because it's like one of those things about, a man went into a field and died. Why? You have to ask a question, you go, because his parents didn't know. But, I've got a million explanations. Okay, she'd be hollow. Do you know what I mean?
He's right, actually. It is too vague. Why don't you give the answer, and then you'll understand what your question is.
What was the answer?
She'd have to walk around on all fours, because...
No, physically, the proportions of Barbie could not be replicated on a real human woman, because she just couldn't have those dimensions.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
But that, you know what I mean? Same goes for Fred Flintstone. Do you know what I mean? His head's half his body. It's a cartoon.
Don't have a go at Karl. He's the caveman. People love him.
Sorry.
God, you have to alienate yourself.
I'd love some hip-hop, Steve, seriously.
I'd
like some hip-hop, Steve.
We'll come up with a question. We're giving away some Incubus tickets later. Look forward to that.
Yeah.
It's time for hip-hop hooray! This is from... Whoa. Hey. Whoa. Hey, this is from De La Soul's 2000 album, not the current one. Artificial Intelligence, Mosaic Thump.
Yeah, they've changed a bit.
They have. A lot of people have dismissed De La Soul, but there's still some tracks you can dig out.
Not as jazzy, but this is a soul tip to this
This
show,
is a
isn't
wonderful track. This is With Me. Play it, Carl.
A live POD or pod,
Absolutely.
as I call them,
Yep.
on XFM 104.9. A bit of rock.
Who are you?
I'm Ricky Gervais.
Steve Merchant here.
Yeah. Karl over there. Now listen, there's a bit of rock there.
Yep.
Takes us into a competition. We got Incubus tickets to give away.
Incubus, you say?
Now, I like Incubus.
Okay.
I mean, for what they are, but, I'm a bit worried about all this crossover, this new metal, and these people coming out that are a bit like Pearl Jam and a bit all this sort of... I'm not too sure about it. I'm still not convinced, but Incubus have got a bit of style about them. Well, you know the competition we just ran there, the phone in, ask kind of thing. People were phoning up. One person said, "What do you think about new metal?" Carl just took his voice and went, "I hate it."
Exactly.
And he threw a question right back at them and went, "Do you listen to that in the morning?" She went, "Yeah." He went, "Wow, you see, in the morning I like Ash. In the evening, I might listen to."
I think he said Magic FM.
Yeah. But I love the fact that he is now. We've put him on a pedestal. He's happy with his own opinions. Before he was like, I don't know. And now he wants to tell the world. He'd be down Hyde Park Corner tomorrow, won't he? And they're going, right, who wants to know what I think about, I don't know,
At 2 o'clock, I will listen to the Human League.
Today at 4:13 I had one apple and listened to Primal Scream. Thank you. No, you're a great bloke, Carl. We better stop now because you know, we're going to make you into the new
There'll be more from Carl next. So this is the very last question that this is Jim, he's emailed in. He says, does Carl think that that Waterworld, Mad Max, Judge Dredd or similar films present an accurate portrayal of what a post-apocalyptic world might be like? How do you imagine what the world would be, Carl, when the bomb is gone?
So I've got no comment.
Okay, let's forget the films. What do you think the world might be like if there was, say, a nuclear war and we had to survive underground for a while till all the, waste went away and we could come up and we could eat fruit again and it was all weird and we had to start from scratch?
I'd rather die.
Okay.
All right. Wouldn't you?
Well, supposing it was sort of like, Britain was just like, it was, all the buildings had gone, right, or there was some bit of scavenging, there was like, and we hid underground and we came out, sort of in 10 years' time. Don't keep shaking your head, you know the question. You can go, no, rather die. And it's fine, you lived on tin fruit for a few years, right? Then you had to come up and start again, you had to find other civilizations.
I'd want that thing that, is it Walt Disney had? Sort of
cryogenically preserved.
In a fridge thing and say, look, wake me up when it's all built again. I couldn't be doing with that, walking around with a hard hat on all day.
Yeah, what would you do? Set an alarm clock? You're the only person, when you get in a fridge and leave a note, if you find this, do not disturb till 2012.
You know what I mean?
No, but saying that wasn't, what would you do first? You'd just come out into the light, it was like, Saxon Britain, there was nothing, you'd have to start again. What would you do? What would you do first?
I'd probably go and see where I live now to see what's left of it.
I love how he thinks.
Carl, if you were the last man on Earth, right, and you had to have one other woman with which to start the human race again, right, and not your girlfriend, who would you start the human race again with? Which person would you want to... Bear in mind, it's not just like the fact that you've got to have kids. They've got to be able to provide something in this world. They've got to be leaders.
And they might be all melted. And
exactly, so their beauty may have...
They've just got one good eye, but now they can tell what you're thinking because of radiation.
Yeah.
They tried to go through a pod, and there was a fish in there for some reason, in their Wellington.
Ooh. I mean, for me, probably...
What would you rather kiss, a mermaid or a unicorn?
Carl, quickly.
Why?
No, I want him to answer my question.
Because it's got a lady's face. Okay then. What would you rather kiss? A lady with the body of a fish or the body of a horse?
A fish. Wouldn't you?
This is the best thing to know. This is like, when you call a file a rude word and then the computer goes, do you want to open tits? You laugh because it's like, that's what playing with Carl's like. It's sort of like you input it and you always get, you know what I mean? You sort of get...
You get more back than you bargained for.
Probably only because I've seen films, that one with that Hannah Darrell or whatever her name is in, and she looks alright. I've never seen a film with a woman with a horse's body. Maybe if I've seen one, I might change my mind.
Okay, can you email us a picture of a woman with a horse's body?
Yeah? Ricky.Gervais at XFM.
Or do they exist?
Anyway.
Do you reckon unicorns exist, Carl?
No.
Look, let's play another song then, because I think we were going to give away some Incubus tickets. We seem to have got sidetracked.
Okay. Well, I'd like to play my song For the Lovers. I'm not ashamed of this. It's an early Bowie track. It's his sort of, version of soul. It's off the Young Americans album, and it's a beautiful song called Can You Hear Me? David Bowie, at his best there.
Yeah.
Young Americans, Can You Hear Me? You said it when the record was on, Steve. You're not going to hear this sort of eclectic mix of music anywhere.
Anywhere else, Rick?
We go from hip-hop to soul to hip-hop and soul to soul-y type hip-hop.
And then some soul-y hip-hop, hip.
And ash.
And the joy of it is, Rick, that if people are open-minded enough and broad-minded enough, as I hope our listeners are, they're going to be loving this.
And we played early Alton last week. We didn't care, Tyler. We don't care what he's done since or what he's like now.
We're not interested in reputation.
I don't judge. You know what I mean? If they do a good track,
Can I tell you this
let's
now?
play that track.
I am not interested in what people think's cool.
No, obviously.
No, I'm interested in what people think is good, Rick.
Yeah.
All right?
No, I'm interested in what we think is good.
I don't care about what women think is traditionally handsome. No. I play by my own rules.
Yeah, exactly. You do, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're not in it for their amusement.
I'm not in this game for anyone's amusement.
No. Obviously not.
Jeez,
Now,
all these women with the, I want to be able to have a conversation.
Yeah. I want to have an orgasm.
Exactly.
Hello. Yeah. Now that was David Bowie there. We've played some great tracks here, but we've got more to come, haven't we?
We have indeed, yes. Plenty more to come, Rick, but we're going to give those Incubus tickets
We've
away.
got a competition now. We were talking about people keeping an open mind. Now our listeners have got open minds. They're not only open, they're blank.
Yeah.
They're, really
Empty canvases.
From the ones that have been, but the ones that have been phoning up, I don't know how they dialed.
No.
I think they're wrong numbers, or they sat on the phone or something.
Sure.
And a lot of old listeners are coming back.
A lot of people from the old days of XM.
I don't know. They're obviously been allowed out.
Yeah.
Finally.
Well, that's care of the community, Rick.
Yeah.
A lot of people now get thrown out of those homes.
So I thought
detox centres.
Yeah, I thought maybe an old question, something I'd explored 3 years ago.
What
4 years
excites
ago.
me is the fact that, clearly all those kind of needle exchanges and things like that really helping people stay alive, and that's a joy.
Sure.
That's evidence there on the phone.
Yeah. Now, what about this? Now, you know the answer to this. I've done this before.
Okay.
Right? There is one London station.
Rick, we've done this in the last couple of weeks.
Oh, you think I'm going to say St John's Wood?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
There is one London station that has no vowels.
That has no vowels.
No, it's not.
Oh no! You've not thought this
No, it's
through
one
at all.
vowel. It's one vowel. It is one vowel.
So there's one London station with one vowel.
Can't remember the answer though.
Oh no, this is pathetic. This is so rubbish. I so want to be on someone else's show. Like Camfield would be good, or just on like Dr. Fox.
We like Dr. Fox now, don't we?
Fox is amazing.
We like him. He's come through on that pop stars tonight.
I love Fox.
I like his little trunk. He's like a little trunk, and he works out, and he's got a bike and everything. But I like him. He's optimistic. He wears too much blusher, and I like his suits.
But it's the fact that it's like however hard he tries, he just doesn't look right on the telly. He just looks like a man who's been sewn into that suit.
I know.
So I tell you when I saw him once riding here into Capitol on his Harley.
Oh, is that
such a joy?
Yeah, he's no. We like Foxy. What about Simon Cowell? Oh. What about that Nicky Chapman?
Like him.
Yeah. What about the other? Who's the other one?
Oh,
Waterman. Up and down.
He's
Waterman.
a bit of a knob.
Wow, come on, you can say that, but he's sold millions of records.
None of this talking.
So's our price.
None of this talking is disguising the fact that we still not managed to give those Incubus tickets away.
Okay.
Any other
What
questions?
about this?
You got nothing, have you?
No.
Running on empty.
Yeah.
Play a record.
Highs there on XFM 104.9. Right, we've got a competition question. Steve's come up with it at the last minute.
This is just to check if you are a regular listener of the show.
Yeah, we would like to reward loyalty.
Exactly, absolutely. So last week on the show, Ricky described a story that happened to him back in the 80s when he was making his TV appearance on Razzmatazz with his band, and he had to fly up, was it to Newcastle?
Yeah.
And he tried to get on a plane, and a pop act of the 80s tried to help Ricky sneak aboard an aeroplane.
But failed.
But they failed to do it.
At the height of their powers.
And they were at the height of their powers. What was the name of that outfit?
Should we put them on the line?
Absolutely, let's hear it.
Well,
There's the people there already. This is to win Incubus tickets. Please do not be mental.
Don't be mental or swear or say anything libelous or nasty.
Yeah.
Just be nice. You won't win if you're not. Go on. Hello?
Hi, who's that?
Oh, I've got my headphones on, haven't I?
Put your headphones on, Rick. I'll just keep her talking.
Oh, no.
Hey, how's it going?
Hello?
Hey, hello.
Hi.
There. What's your name?
Lindsay.
Lindsay. Where are you calling from?
I'm Clapham Junction.
And do you know the answer?
I do.
Okay.
Fizz.
It was indeed Bucks Fizz.
It was the Fizz. It was indeed the Fizz. Do you like Incubus?
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Oh, yeah, you see, if I was interrogating you, I'd go, were you hesitated?
Yes.
There's so many people phoning up who are desperate for these Incubus tickets. Please don't make
They
us
are
give them to
rightfully,
you.
no, to be fair, they're rightfully yours. Right, you...
I tell you what, I'll have a T-shirt if you give them the ticket.
Okay, is that just any old T-shirt or?
Can we send her a T-shirt? Carl's nodding.
I think we can send you a T-shirt.
Right, we'll get you a T-shirt. How are you going to do that then, Carl? Because you've got to take her name and everything now.
You keep talking a minute.
Yeah.
This is pathetic. This
is
wouldn't
amazing,
happen
isn't it?
with Dr. Fox. He'd have it all
Foxy
planned.
wouldn't do this.
Can I say as well, there's a bank, there's a train station with one vowel.
Yeah, but there's loads, aren't there? He hasn't thought it through. Bow as well, there's many. Listen, Carl, take a note of a number.
It can't have been that. I can't remember it. What was it? I remember I tried it last time I tried it.
This is a shambles.
And I couldn't work out. Then there was wrong answers. I remember Aldwych came up. Maybe it's Aldwych. What's
Carl doing now?
Who's he talking to?
I don't know, he's talking to her, but... Look, quick, let's think of something. Come on.
Tell her, are you still on this line?
No, he's picked up the phone now.
So what am I doing?
Shit, we're giving away. We're letting him behind the curtain. Let's keep up this veneer of professionalism.
This is so rubbish.
Come on, no, don't draw attention to it.
Okay, all right.
Let's just talk and make
So, Steve, what are you doing tonight? Looking forward to Pop Stars?
I'm looking forward to a lot.
Who do you want to win?
I'm glad you've asked, Rick. I'd love to see Darius have a bit of success, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's probably going to be the stutterer.
I think it is going to be Gareth. He has a name there, Steve. I think it's going to be Gareth, yeah. Apparently in the polls in the week he's getting twice. We're back, don't we?
Okay.
All right, Carl. So she's getting a T-shirt, is she?
Lovely.
Right, who's that on the line?
Next contestant.
Hello? This is amazing.
An error.
I mean, we couldn't do this worse. Go on. Hello?
Hello.
Hello, who's that?
It's Dan.
Dan. Hello, Dan.
Danny.
So, do you want to go to Incubus?
I'd love to, man.
Okay, hold on, this is pointless because he's just heard the he's heard the answer.
Yeah, definitely Bucks.
This is mad, we didn't think this through.
No, but let's be honest, he wouldn't have been on the line if he didn't know the answer. Are you cheating?
No.
Dan, he said he's not cheating.
This is fail-safe.
That's fail-safe.
This is our rigorous, I can't believe
What's
this.
this?
Dan, you're going to Incubus.
Oh, cheers, man.
Well done.
Well done.
Nice one.
Thanks
Cheers.
for listening. Cheers. Carl, what do we have to do? Do we just hang up or what happens?
No, you play a song and...
Play a song then.
You've got his details.
Yeah.
Oh,
Play it.
Just what is it that you want to do?
We want to be free. We want to be free to do what we want to do.
Feeder, yesterday. That reminds me of this Christmas where my 51-year-old brother wouldn't let anyone near the PlayStation 2 because he was playing Gran Turismo. And he has to build his car up and buy it. He just played it from about 6 o'clock till sort of 3 in the morning.
Was it bought for him or?
About 3. I don't know, but we had to watch him.
Why that song particularly?
It's on it.
Oh,
It's I think Feeder feature all over it, don't they? On the soundtrack, yeah. So there you go. Yeah.
I was on the tube the other day, Rick. So I was just coming into Finchley Road.
Yeah.
And I was on the train. I know you don't travel on the tube anymore.
No.
Too famous. But
I never did.
No. Fair
It's not that I don't recognise. It's beneath me.
Fair enough. And they're on the tube in each carriage on these newer ones. There are kind of these flaps that are normally locked closed, and there was one of them that's swinging open, and inside there were various buttons like on off, self-destruct, whatever.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
seriously, like doors operating.
Train quicker.
Exactly. And you were thinking like you don't want some kind of oink. Sort of fiddling around, pressing buttons and stuff. It could be quite dangerous.
Yeah.
So I got on the Finchley Road. I thought, I'll be a good commuter. I'll mention this to the staff, and they'll probably, they'll thank me for it. And if it's an attractive young staff member, I mean, they never are on the tube. Have you ever seen an attractive member of staff at a tube station?
Oh, come on, steady.
They are such freaks. I mean, I know that's the pot kettle black.
They're all from Devon, apparently.
They're grotesque people, really.
All right, steady on.
And so anyway, I went up to this guy. I thought,
The uniforms don't out though, do they?
They don't, it's pretty grim. And so I went up to this guy, I said to him, excuse me, I was just on a train there, and there's a flap open, I could see all these buttons and things. He went, right. I was like, yeah, well, I just think, it might be, wandering hands, a small child or something. Yeah, right.
Small child?
He went, what carriage was it? I said, well, I don't really know what carriage it was. I just, maybe in the next stop someone should come and check. He went, well, how are they going to check if they don't know what carriage it's in? And at that point, I just wanted to smack him in the face. I just thought, I'm in a hurry. I've got no reason. There's no gain for me about telling this. It's not going to help me out in any way, not financially, nothing. I'm just trying to help you out, and that's your attitude. And I was absolutely
I know.
livid.
I'm getting so intolerant in my old age.
I can't stand it.
Bad service, bad attitude. Just, it drives me mad. It makes my blood boil. And
Livid. I was one time, right, I was down in the centre of town. This was after some of the big explosions, the IRA, various things. And everyone was on kind of bomb alert, very nervous, very scared. And there was a sort of a bag in the street. This was the centre of London or whatever. And my friends and I were a bit edgy, a bit nervous. And we're outside this pub, and we saw the bag, and we thought maybe we should sort of we'll tell the landlord from that. So we told the landlord, right, and he came out and he looked at it, he thought, oh, you're right, lads, it does look a bit shifty. And this is what he did. This was his security measure, right? He was going to call the police, but in the meantime, he picked up one of those sandwich boards that advertises what food's being served in the pub, just placed it over the top of it.
Yeah.
That's fail. So
that is what the bomb disposal unit use very often. Like you see them up and down Oxford Street. They're not people selling stuff.
Sure.
That's just there's
they
a bomb
will leave
shield.
on a bomb.
Yeah.
Well, I love the idea because what we did was we moved about 100 yards down the road because we thought if the bomb goes off, we want to see it. That'll be dramatic.
Yeah.
We don't want to get. But I love the idea of like a sandwich board flying off into the air and just embedding itself in someone's head.
Yeah. Well,
no one would be.
Who do I sue?
That sandwich board.
Well, that was Ron, the landlord.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my God, is that Cumberland Pie for $5.95? They can't be my luck. John, I think there's something more serious. Anyway,
paramedics going, I can't. No, you're being fine. I'm going to come back here.
So anyway, he calls the police, right? And so after a while, it's like 40 minutes later, and I think the police do a good job. I'm not trying to be down on the police. I think it's a good job, and I respect the police. But this police van turns up after about 40 minutes of waiting, right? And this guy leaps out of the van and he goes, "What? You're the guys who reported this, are you?" We went, "Yeah." He went, "Right." And he looked at the bag and he picked it up, he unzipped it, and there was just some rubbish in there. He just threw it at us. He went, "There's your bomb for you," and threw it at us to teach us a lesson, and then got in the van and drove off.
For most people, it might get
disability.
No. If you were 8'3", it'd be slightly disabilitating. You would, but you're what?
Disabilitating? Yeah. No, you're a medical man, aren't you? But no, the point is, it's a disabilitating because you go on public transport. Like if you're on a coach, the only place I can sit on a coach is that seat
on the driver's lap.
On the driver's lap, or that seat at the very end.
Yeah.
Which sits into the aisle.
Yeah.
That's the only place I can.
Well, you stand up,
some sort of
stand up
back, waving at drivers.
You could drive it from the back.
Here it comes. What?
Were you a tall baby? Or
Mr. and Mrs. Merchant, you've given birth to a basketball player. Look at his dribble already. Were you a tall baby? Babies aren't tall.
At what point did you suddenly, Jesus, nothing fits me?
Well, it didn't happen overnight.
Let's do a little graph. How tall were you at 5?
Oh, I don't know. 3 foot?
3 foot. How tall were you at 12?
6 foot?
6 foot? Are you really?
I don't know, do I? How do I remember? I don't remember this.
Well, when did teachers start calling you freak boy and lanky?
They didn't. It wasn't
Didn't they?
as much. It was, no.
You went to a funny school. I went bowling with him once. I'd never been bowling before, and he'd been once before. And he went, "Let's go to this bowl." We went to a bowling alley, right? And you have to wear these special shoes. Now they're sort of like pointed things anyway, and they're multicoloured, sort of red and green. They look pretty weird. And the woman said to me, "Oh, what size?" I said, "Oh, 8. Yeah. "What size are you?" He went, 14. She went, 14. He went, "You probably haven't got them." She goes, "Yeah, I think we have got one pair." And she put them on the table, and it was like Krusty the Clown. And I just started laughing. They looked so long, and he had to run around this bowling alley in these freaky clown
But
shoes.
they don't look freaky clown like when I'm wearing them, because the rest of me is in proportion to it.
It looks like a little wall bracket.
One of the worst things that happened to me was when I was, when I was about 16 or something, we went to, it's a fire
There's a
alarm.
fire alarm going off.
There's a fire alarm going
And the
off.
fire light's going off. Should we not just maybe play a record and go and check that out?
Wrap it up if you want.
Oh, no, not wrap it up. Play a record. I'm going to go.
No, the
See you
fire,
later.
it's gone off, Rick. It's gone off.
Oh, well, we might have burnt down.
I think we'd know about it. The flames licking around our ankles would be a clue.
God.
I'm going to go and investigate. You shouldn't ignore a fire alarm, did you?
Blimey. We're entertaining the nation.
Oh, look at him. He's scared of fire. What do you mean? Mercury Rev. The dark is rising. That's a good song, isn't it?
I noticed that you're investigating the fire. Mainly involved wandering out into the office, looking around a bit, then coming back.
Yeah.
What did you find out?
There was no fire.
There was no fire?
No.
Right.
But I love how Imagine that though. Imagine like, there's a fire and there's loads of firemen. They go, get back, and you go to the firemen. Oh, get back! Oh, look at him.
I would. I'd actually
Yeah.
justify to.
Okay, there's heavy shelling, lads. Retreat. Oh, back, Sarge. I'm sorry, back, Sarge.
Yeah.
There was a fire. I've never seen it before. A fire thing going off. There was a fire. I thought, oh, let's at least have a look if there's a fire. That's all I thought. See, here's some official coming in now to tell us we should have been running out.
There's no fire. Well, you can't just stop entertaining, the people of London just because there's a fire.
This isn't the Titanic.
Well, true.
I don't have to carry on playing.
I don't know. It feels like a bit of a sinking ship. Really.
Oh, you're right. Nice one. Nice one.
I don't know who I was taking off then. Probably me.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Listen, let me just tell you briefly. This is another example of how people can just exploit you and make fun of you when you're tall.
Yeah.
I was quite tall. I've always been like about 6'7" for quite a while now. And when I was about 16, I went to a big New Year's celebration in Bristol, where I come from. And everyone kind of congregates in this big sort of part of town, and there's sort of people dancing around, like in Trafalgar Square. And I was there, like somehow I just picked up a balloon somewhere along the line, one of those kind of helium sort of balloons, and I was holding that, sort of dancing around. And these two girls came up to me, and I was thinking, yeah, okay, it's New Year's Eve, brilliant, that's my kind of party.
Yeah.
They came out, they went, hey.
Once a year.
And they said, you going to be here for long? And I went, well, maybe. And they said, it's just that we've arranged to meet back at you in about an hour. I went, what do you mean? I went, well, it's just because we can see you wherever you are. Don't worry, you can move around and stuff. We'll see you with the balloon. Just arrange to meet some friends.
I love that. A landmark.
So, like,
pilots use that. Oh, we'll just come in. That's when we go. When we see Steve Merchant, we'll be descending to Bristol Temple Mead.
What's really funny is New Year's Eve, Trafalgar Square, you've got a huge column, but Steve is like the meeting point.
Steve's got a huge column.
Brilliant, Rick. Well done. Award-winning comedy from Ricky Gervais.
Happy Monday. Took you back, didn't it? Happy Mondays there, Manxine there. Carl's like really getting down. Oh, yeah. Oh, come on.
Got any beers?
Oh, come on, Al. To take you back, did it?
Yeah.
How old are you?
29.
29. So you were just going out of your teens.
I'm a Virgo.
No.
What?
No. No. You don't understand. It's just. I'm
Rick,
a
I
Virgo.
thought we discussed about involving Carl.
Yes, sorry, yeah.
Management have told us we're just not allowed to do it.
We've had emails from people.
Please don't speak to Carl.
It's cruel.
Exactly.
On the cusp.
Can I just make an appeal? I don't want to...
On the cusp of the Virgo effect. Still going through with it. Doesn't know what's going on, does he? Just wave bright objects at him. Yeah. We've got a competition with Steve.
We have, but before we mention that,
Go on.
can I just ask something? I don't want to exploit our position on the radio.
No.
But I wonder, because I'm very tall, and it's very tricky for me to get size 14 shoes and big clothes and stuff, can I just get people to send some stuff if like, maybe they own a shop? Which
Yeah, but it'd be things like homemade clogs
That's
that people
cool.
have carved out of chunks of wood they found in the shed.
Whatever.
It's not
When I
going
was
to
in
be great.
America, when I was in America, everyone says to me, like, you go to
Here
America.
is a cocoon I made out of my own skin.
When I was in America, everyone told me that it would be really easy to get big clothes and big shoes and that because they're all huge and all freaks over there.
All right, steady on.
And I was wandering around New York and I was going in a few shops, kind of saying, you've got size 14, US 15 shoes, and they were going, no, one shop
Is that the difference?
Yeah.
One.
And they literally were laughing at me. There was a couple of shops where they literally laugh and get like someone else in and come and look at the tall, freaky Englishman.
Really?
And then one guy said, I remember we had someone come in there once and he said he'd been to a shop which sold kind of stuff for really tall people. And he said, I think I can remember the address, and he sort of looked at the sort of telephone direction. He made a note of it, and I went on the subway, and I went
Lilliput.
I went. It took me ages to get there, really hard to find it. I finally went in there. I've never seen it. It was heaving, right, with freaks.
Really?
It was like they were just kind of gargoyles. It was like something from Lord of the Rings. They were just kind of these tall people and kind of gnarled.
Did they turn around and start bowing to you?
It was incredible.
Yeah.
When I went in, I just said, hi, I'm looking for a kind of sort of thing. Guy went, yeah, sure. And he sort of hobbled off into the darkness and came back with exactly the kind of pair of shoes I wanted. I couldn't believe my luck.
It might be a magic shop.
But it was like that shop in Mr. Ben.
It might have been a dream though, you see. Have you still actually got the shoes?
No.
Because when Mr. Ben sort of like goes back and wakes up next day, he finds like a feather in his pocket where he remembers he was a 17th century sort of squire or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The classic episode of Mr. Ben when he becomes a 17th century squire.
Oh dear.
Mr. Ben learns to play the harpsichord.
But it's like when Mr. Ben, that black shopkeeper goes, right, are you going to pay for that? You're not just going to go through that door and then have an adventure and come back. Oh, yeah, I am. No, you're not. You're barred.
Yeah.
You just make me sick. We wait nothing from you. Well, I'm not in this for your amusement, Mr. Ben.
Is it only Ben who's got the insider knowledge about the magical doorway, or
I don't know, because that fella in the fez doesn't seem to have anyone else there.
No, rarely. He's always grinning though. He knows something.
I'm not sure. It's not a documentary though, is it? It's a kid's show, isn't it?
I'm trying to remember.
No, it's not. It's just a kid's show, so anything can happen. That's a lot of people make that mistake when they slag off something like Scooby-Doo or Thundercats. It's not really reality. It's just a kid's.
Mr. Ben, they were all on drugs, weren't they? Like Magic Roundabout.
My mate fancied Cheetara from Thundercats.
Which one was Cheetara? I quite like She-Woman.
She was a lovely cat.
Yeah, she was a real dish.
What's the sexiest cartoon?
I'm glad you've asked.
A lot of people say Jessica Rabbit.
They do, and they'd be right to say that, because she's actually human. She's not an animal, which is good.
What?
Isn't she? No, she's a normal woman married to a rabbit.
No, she's not.
Yeah, Jessica Rabbit.
Is that what she got a surname, Rabbit? But she's not actually
she's
a rabbit.
married to Roger Rabbit. But she's not actually a rabbit. She's a glamorous woman.
Is she? I've never seen it.
No, yeah. This is the weird thing about it.
That's weird, though, isn't it?
It is weird, the idea of a rabbit having sex with a beautiful woman. That is the weirdest thing about it.
How does that make you feel?
Annoyed, if I'm honest. Yeah. But I bought some bunny ears just after I saw the film.
Oh, hip-hop. You got your hip-hop track?
Yeah, no. This album was rated by a lot of people last year. My sources tell me that it's being re-released and re-recorded this year. Anyway, Nerd are the outfit. They're better known as the Neptunes, who are kind of sort of hip-hop R&B producers. I think this track may have featured on a giveaway CD.
It did.
NME.
It did.
Anyway, it's Dynamite. It's from the album In Search Of by Nerd, and it's Bobby James playing. Nerd from the album In Search Of, and that's Bobby James.
It's brilliant.
It's great.
It's really big. It reminds me a little bit of Warren G. That chorus.
Sure, yeah. And apparently the album, it was on kind of limited release, so it's quite tricky to get hold of. But as I say, I think they're re-releasing it.
Well, you should tape off the radio because we're doing lots of features.
Yeah, no, I'll maybe play that again in the future. Just tape it off. I'll tell you what, I'll play the whole album over the course of the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, and we're just. I mean, you know. We've got enough of us talking, we just go now and
we
press
can't
play and
actually
record.
say, we can't advocate you tape off the radio because that's breaking.
No, or maybe I'll just do some bootlegs of the catalogue and just sell them Camden Market for £4.
Exactly, fine.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, we won't, I mean, we shouldn't really say that, but...
Warren G is Dr. Dre's cousin, is he, or something? Is
Warren
that
G,
right?
I think he's his cousin, yeah.
But I know he's got a famous brother as well, and I think it's something like Nate Dogg.
It could be Nate Dogg.
Maybe someone would know that and could email or phone in.
Yeah, or email maybe kind of...
This is the best thing about being on the radio. I can think of something. There was a competition on Virgin, right? I was listening Virgin. I think 105. No, what is it? I can't remember. Good station. And they had a competition, right? And it was to win a trip to America on the Enterprise. It was all about space. And there was one question that answer 3 right, and it was who was the first one into space, Yuri Gagarin. Who was doing that. And then the third question was how much bigger than the moon is the sun? Is it twice as big or 4 times as big? And this one went 4 times as big. Went correct. It's not. It's hundreds of times bigger. I can't believe. Can someone look that up on the internet? And how many times bigger is the sun than the moon? It's not 4 times. It's huge. It's like beach ball to a pea type dimensions.
Which DJ was it? Do you remember on Virgin?
I can't remember. It was the one on sort of about 11 o'clock.
I
Wouldn't want to be him. Yeah, he's embarrassed himself, hasn't he? Well, we do quizzes, we never get anything wrong.
That's true.
During that track, I'm chilling out, I'm loving it, aren't I? Carl goes, do you know how baguettes came about?
Do you know how baguettes come about?
I went, go on, and Steve went, no, save it.
Wait a minute though, I'm thinking, Rick, people are going to be desperate to know the answer to that. Why don't we play some ads and some music and stuff?
It's like a cliffhanger.
Exactly. How did baguettes come about?
Whatever he says is going to be good.
Stay tuned to XFM to find out.
Hives, hate to say I told you so, so I love that sort of stuff. That and the Strokes. Well, it's so much better than this new metal rubbish, isn't it?
Definitely.
Now, most people think we talk rubbish on air.
Yep.
If they could hear the conversations
Off
that
air.
go on, I know, but someone just emailed in saying the sun is indeed about 400 times bigger than the moon. Thanks for that. That DJ must have looked it up and said 400 times. That can't be right. It's probably a printing error. 4 times. Nothing can be 400 times bigger than the moon. Carl went, but the sun's only got 1 million years, isn't it? I went, what? He went on that space program. It said in 1 million years the sun will be destroyed, and he said, and then we're all shafted. Right? I laughed. Steve went, no, it's okay. By then we'll be on another planet,
No, I think that's true. We'll have colonised
Right.
planets.
Carl went, yeah, but there'd be no sun. Steve went, well, there's other suns, which is true. Carl went, well, I went, well, yeah, every star is a sun. Carl went, well, not really. Not really. Don't believe that, do you? And I went, no, it is. The sun is just a star. It's not even a particularly big star. Carl went, well, why didn't they say that instead of worrying me? Instead of worrying me.
In a million years' time. I love it. Carl, he's been preserved, brought back to life, and is now the ruler of the world.
Just a head in a fish tank. And he speaks like this. I am Pilkington.
The reason you became king of the universe, of course, is because of your fascinating French bread anecdote.
Oh yeah, come on then. How did baguettes come about? If this is going to be someone cooked a loaf a bit wrong and said I can still make a sandwich out of it, I'm going to hit you.
No.
Go on then.
Right, Napoleon, when he was at war and that with Russia.
1812, yeah.
Yeah, all his soldiers were like, not used to the cold weather and that. So they said, take some clothes in your bag with you because it's going to be nippy out there. So they put all the clothes in the bag.
Sure. Did what they were told. It's Napoleon, for Christ's sake.
No room for any food.
You're joking.
So
couldn't they make some sort of like sandwich?
No, it wouldn't fit because of all the clothes. You had to take extra gear.
Sure.
So anyway,
I can see where this is going.
Is there a baguette-shaped gap left in their holdall?
They thought, let's make some bread that you can fit down your trouser leg.
What?
That's not true! No, it's not,
I read it in Euston train station. I was waiting to go back to Manchester.
Where did you read
What,
it?
scrawled on the wall in graffiti?
Yeah.
Do you know
Was it also meet me here for cock fun at 12 o'clock?
The upper crust sandwich shop, Euston station. It's on the wall.
What do you mean it's on the wall?
Do you know how it says like sail on at Dixon's, whatever?
Yeah.
Next to that, there was like a bit of information. Once you've read the stuff on Dixon's,
Baguette information.
There was a big thing about the history of the baguette. I read it. And I thought,
No, we got to make a sandwich we can spit down our trouser leg.
But how can you march and fight with a huge piece of bread down your track?
Although it would be intimidating. You see them coming, you go, sacre bleu, look at the size of them. They're big fellas.
Well, I can't help but feel that could be a practical joke at your expense.
Yeah.
do them.
Well, the Earl of
Do you ever
Sandwich...
question anything you read? If it's printed up, is that
Yeah.
like fact for you then?
Well, it's not funny. I mean, if they were trying to be funny, it's like it's not, is it? So it's information.
Have you heard us? Things sometimes want to be funny.
That's exactly what happened with the sandwich. The Earl of Sandwich wanted something he could fit down his pants. And it was those triangle cut sandwiches wrapped in cling film were perfect. You might be right. You might be right.
I am.
Because the Cornish pasty, so they could drop it down the mines, isn't it?
Is it?
They wrapped it up they wrapped up like meat and vegetables in pastry, and they sort of crimped it, and it was like and they dropped it down the mine. So yeah, that's how that came about.
And bagels were originally made so that people could play hoopla, but then eat afterwards. I don't know if you're aware of that. That is true. Carl.
Well, anyway.
Call my bluff. It's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, they're all true.
Yeah. Tell your kids that when you have them.
Yeah.
If they're still alive in a million years.
Well, it might be true. Can someone confirm that baguette fact that it was so Napoleon could stick it down
Not him.
his trousers? Not him, his soldiers.
His men.
Yeah.
Fascinating information. Fascinating bread information, Carl.
Radiohead.
Yeah, now this is my song for the lovers. It's a beautiful track. It's Let Down off OK Computer. It's one of my favourite Radiohead tracks. It's lovely. Right, set the tape going now if you want to tape these songs. Avalanches, frontier psychiatrists.
Absolutely.
Well, we've had lots of emails. People, obviously, we inflamed and provoked
Well, actually, I
about
have to say
the Cornish pasty. I've got a couple of amendments to that. The crusty bit, is actually as a handle, because obviously the mines had dirty hands, and they'd eat all the stuff in the pasty, and they'd be left with this sort of crust, and they could throw that away. Mm-hmm. Also, someone told us that at one end was an apple, so you have a little sweet as well.
No dessert.
So there you go.
You noticed how, over the years we've been doing this, way back when we started XFM, no one ever contributes when we ask about the music, when we ask about hip-hop, or their, opinions on that, anything important. No. But start talking about pasties.
Yeah.
We've had about 5 phone calls.
Yeah. And someone phoned up to confirm, they used to work for Upper Crust, And basically, Carl got all excited. So it is true. She went, well, I don't know if it's true. I've read the same sign you did, Carl.
Interestingly, there's an email here that says, which basically offers a history of the baguette, and talks about after the revolution, the government decreed that all of France must eat the same bread. And it was up to the bakers to bake this bread of equality. And then Napoleon kind of made sure it was a particular, he kind of set in...
Yeah, obviously on the bread you can eat anything you find in the garden, frogs, snails, bits of horse,
But the interesting thing is, Rick, that there's no mention of sticking it down your trousers whilst going to war.
The French have tried to keep that secret for over 100 years,
It was only
Steve.
the upper crust, people.
Nearly 200 years, that is a top secret. Somehow Euston Station upper crust got hold of a document, left behind in an old sea chest, possibly Napoleon's, could have been Josephine's. Unfortunately, jotted it down. He's kicking himself now. Oh, Seppa, I cannot believe I left a note. If he talked like that. He did that, yeah, he talked English, but in a very funny French accent.
Do you remember, there was one thing that, talking about funny French accents, you remember Allo Allo?
Yeah.
Remember, it was on about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, but they still made, because it was a funny Frenchman, it was that English guy who was posing as a French police officer.
It's very complicated.
He would often walk by, and I remember there was one where he said, I was pissing by the door when I heard the shit.
Oh yeah.
Now, that's
passing by the door.
I'm allowed to say
Passing by the door when I heard a shot.
That's what he's saying. I'm allowed to say that at 2 o'clock because that I'm just saying I'm talking in a French accent.
Yeah.
I was pissing by the door when I heard a shit.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Because I'm speaking French, Carl.
Do you know what I mean?
That's the rule.
Do you know why people tink the glasses before they have a drink?
Why they tink? The verb to tink.
I do know that, Carl. Is it about poison?
It is.
Here we are.
What would it make a different noise?
Oh,
Brilliant. Go on, explain
Why?
it.
you explain it, Steve.
No, don't Steve. You explain it, Carl. Go on. I've started, so I'll finish. Go on, Carl. Explain why they tink the glasses.
Ages ago,
Yeah.
only people with money had drinking or something.
That's not one of my film reviews. Years ago. Welcome to History Now. Now, ages ago, only people with money had drinking or something.
Keep going, Carl.
Keep going.
Like spirit and stuff. So they'd it's like businessmen.
It's easy for you to say. This is getting to be cruel, isn't it?
This is amazing.
Yeah, go on.
Why did you open your mouth, Carl? What did you hope it was the best that could happen?
Because you were trying to make me look stupid before with the planet, so
Whereas you now...
Yeah, go on, no, come on. Businessmen with money have got to drink and ching. Okay, so then...
they'd nip round to have a chat about whatever they're earning money with. And they'd say, right, do you want a drink then?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that'd be alright.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
rather than just pouring it out of a bottle into a glass and saying, there you go, it could be going, hang on a minute. Could be poisoning me head and try to, nick my business idea.
Yeah.
So what they'd do, it'd sort of pour a bit of his drink into the other person's glass and you get that tink noise. And that's like cheers, you know.
No, Carl, I've just a slight amendment there. I think what it was you're absolutely right that they would then test each other's drinks to show that it wasn't poison. But over the years, that was reduced to just chinking the glasses by way of saying, let's not actually bother going through the whole rigmarole. They just did the chinking of the glasses.
Yeah, that's good.
It was exhausting though, wasn't it?
I know.
Was it worth it, do you think?
Well, I like that because people carry that with them now. When they do that, they'll think, oh, that bloke's definitely not trying to poison me.
Yeah.
So the horrible thing is that now, when I do the glasses, I can laugh and go, they don't know I've poisoned them.
Exactly.
You should always do the pouring back and forth. It's a shortcut, it's a slippery slope. You know, just be careful. Ash, there's a star. One of my bands of 2001, Ash.
Was it?
Yeah, they'd come through. I didn't like them at first. Thought, a bit too lo-fi. But I think they've worked at it. They've good songs. They're good performers, and I think they're probably thoroughly nice chaps.
Sure.
All right. Mm-hmm. We didn't say hello because we were away for a couple of weeks. We didn't come back and go, oh, we're back, did we? It's like nothing ever happened.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Did you have a good Christmas?
Yeah, you?
Yep. Carl?
Yeah, it's alright.
Lovely. Okay, let's crack on.
Yeah, I went on holiday after Christmas, yeah. And so did our mutual friend, Phil Balker.
Yeah, good man.
He was in Lanzarote and he told me one of the funny... I don't know if I can tell this on the radio. I'll have to say the C word. I'll just go, it's in a sentence, so I just go you see when it comes, so you'll know that they're saying a terrible word. Just, didn't want to ruin the anecdote. Anyway, they're walking along one evening in Lanzarote, and there's lots of Brits there apparently, and Phil overhears a sort of married couple arguing. They're having to go home a bit early, and she's saying to him, she went, for Christ's sake, every time we come out drinking, you always shit yourself. Right?
Wow.
Always, not once. So he's going, I've told you, he said, it's not the drink, it's the weather. She went, the weather. You'll be blaming the food next, you see. I don't think they should have got married.
Wow.
Or mate, when did you think the shooting itself started? It must have been after the marriage, because if you were courting, and they go, went out with Derek again, did you last night? Yeah, how was it? The evening was lovely, the meal was nice, but he shut himself again. That's 5 dates, 5 different heaps of shit.
But I think I can change him.
I think I changed him, yeah. It must have happened after the marrying. Or he just might have think, oh God, or he's got to that age where I think, look, I'll just empty it when I get home.
Yeah.
I'm not going to keep going up and going to the toilet,
It's the ice that does it.
Carl is right, I think. It is the ice.
What do you mean?
People forget, they say, oh, don't drink the water when you're on holiday, and they don't. They drink, they buy Evian and stuff.
Oh, I see.
They forget about the ice.
The ice cubes, you're right, in a bar. Made from tap water.
And that can do it, can it?
Yeah. But she said every time you're drinking,
I assume that she wasn't drinking ice then.
Yeah.
Why is it just having to do
Let's
it?
be honest, everyone that goes on holiday doesn't end up crapping themselves.
Yeah, they usually make it to a toilet.
He does it every time he drinks, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, apparently.
Just don't let him carry the baguettes.
Oh, he's good, isn't he?
Oh, Carl comes out with...
He does now and again,
I
doesn't
like
he?
Carl, that was sweet, man.
Yeah, nice one.
Yeah, respect you.
Right, we've got another feature now.
Yes, this is a feature which we introduced before Christmas, and it was so popular, we brought it into 2002 as well.
We've carried it over with us. It's an interesting thing, and I don't think we'll ever run out of features for it. Go on, what's the feature called, Steve?
It's rather brilliantly called A Song That I Like.
Yeah.
And in it, let me explain.
Go on.
What I do is, in it, I play a song.
What, that you like, or
that I like?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So you just pick. Let me go. I'm going to explain this. All the songs, right? There are, Carl. Steve likes some of them. He doesn't like others.
Exactly.
But for this particular feature, the only songs that will be in this section will be the ones that he likes.
If you think you're going to hear songs that I don't like, you're wrong. Let me clear that up straight away.
Yeah.
Songs that I like.
What song have you chosen to play?
Thank you very much for asking. I have chosen, and it's something I've only been introduced to recently, but I did enjoy it, and it seemed, just felt contemporary. It's Patti Smith and the classic...
Oh, fantastic.
Gloria by Patti Smith. Do you enjoy that?
Yeah, I love it.
I've
always been one of my favourite tracks.
And as Carl pointed out, sounds remarkably like, who did you mention?
PJ Harvey. Oh yeah, well, yeah, everyone knew that. She was obviously very influenced by her.
That's fine.
That's all right. That's allowed.
That's cool.
I like PJ Harvey too.
Exactly.
There's enough room for two.
You're absolutely right.
Here we are.
Let's just take a moment to think about what we've done.
Yeah, well, it's been good. It's
enjoyed
it's an hour and 20 minutes. We've talked about shit in yourself.
We talked about pasties.
We've done pasties.
A number of pastries, actually.
We never got the. We should do a competition. Who's the tastiest cartoon ever?
Well, actually,
I threw up Cheetara. I threw up Jessica Rabbit.
I've had some people contribute here on email. We've got someone here. Dom has emailed us. He's told us that for him, Daphne from Scooby Doo.
Yeah, popular choice.
And obviously, this is one I've never quite understood. Wilma from the Flintstones. I've actually always felt that Wilma. I don't know. I just thought she was a bit.
No, not Wilma. Betty, surely.
Yeah, Betty.
Well, this is what I knew. Wilma. I mean, yeah, Betty, surely, but Wilma. No, he's just like homely.
Oh, yeah. Come on, Steve. You wouldn't say no to Wilma.
I suppose not.
If it was
I'd be worried about Fred if he found out.
I'd hate to do it, you know.
I don't want to do it to Fred. He's a good guy.
He is, isn't he? He's a bit of a chump. Whereas Barney, to be honest, I don't think he deserves Betty.
Do they both work in the quarry? Because I mean, let's be honest, Fred, not a smart man. I mean, he obviously didn't come out of rock school with anything other than a couple of basic O-levels.
I know, but he's a hard-working, sound sort of
But
guy.
they got a big house, they got like a TV, they got that bird thing.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest, if I was Fred, I would be a little bit disappointed that my kid does nothing, whereas Barnes can lift up sort of tall buildings. Bam, bam. He's a very strong, you know.
I mean, interestingly, Fred loves his job. He's always yabba dabba doing at the end of the day.
He does
He's
yabba dabba.
all day lifting rocks from one place to another.
I'll tell you what, I wouldn't take that from that cat, though.
I would.
If a cat picked me up by the scruff neck and put me out, right, on the doorstep, I'd go mental, I'd get rid of it. It is a saber-toothed tiger, though, Carl, so it could rip him to shreds. It's not like a normal domestic cat you have nowadays.
You know when they go to the drive-in at the beginning?
Yeah.
And they order maybe some ribs.
Yeah, that huge
rib, and it tips the car over.
Yeah.
Was that her first day on the job? Because
it's
I've never been ordered before.
Yeah, I always thought
she'd have realised.
Yeah, we're out of pig. We've got Brontosaurus rib.
Exactly.
He goes, won't that knock the car over?
No, it won't.
I don't know.
Rick, can I tell you now, that was an accident waiting to happen.
It was really, wasn't it? Yeah.
It did.
Oh, dear. Mind you, I went to Texas once, and I had some ribs, and it was like the Flintstones. It was huge. And not only did it look too much like an animal that I couldn't actually eat it, I don't know who could eat it. I mean, seriously, it was 2 foot long, and all the rib, it was like half a rib cage. And I just...
Incredible. My friends lived in Texas for a while, and they once were in a kind of diner, and there was you know those kind of benches that are attached to the table itself, like a kind of picnic bench.
Yeah.
And this huge fat guy came in, he was wobbling, he ordered like this kind of everything you can eat meal, and his fat kind of sort of, you know, kind of...
His big fatty fatness fatted on the fat table,
It wrapped itself around the table and everything. He was chowing down, and when he tried to leave, the table came up with him.
Oh no!
Imagine that!
I mean, they are fat, aren't they?
They're big people.
They're huge people. But it was that thing was like before that bloke on Jerry Springer Show, it was like 80 stone, right? Now, I felt quite sorry for him. He was really sad. He was crying. It is rad. But my point is this, right? When he got to say 50 stones, didn't he go? That's too much enough for a land animal.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's big, isn't it? I mean, I'm getting worried. I'm 13 stone, and I am genuinely getting worried. I'm thinking, oh.
Yeah. God. When you've got that big, when you've actually got your own mare.
yeah. When you have to get in helpers to look what the scale says.
Yeah.
Like they get 4 or 5 people lift up your belly and go, it's 52 stone. You go, that's too much.
Exactly.
I'm going to only have 9 breakfasts.
When you
today.
when you begin to appear on the Ordnance Survey,
yeah, exactly. Yeah. When
you've got your own symbol.
It's like we can see 2 things from space now: Fatty and Steve Merchant. We'll be learning that about. Well, no, I'm just saying at all. You're not fat, are you? You're freakish and big.
Just another quick thought. Someone's mentioned Daphne from Scooby-Doo, and I've always had a soft spot for Velma.
Velma.
Because Velma's
oh no,
glasses. I mean, I'd have.
She's clever.
Can I tell you what would have happened if I was in that environment? I was maybe on the.
Your glasses would have got tangled up.
I'd have always had I'd always been making a play for Daphne, right? And Velma would have fancied me, but I'd have always ignored it because I was playing for Daphne. And then when I finally realised it was never going to happen with Daphne, I'd have blown it with Velma.
Maybe not though. Maybe not. Maybe not. Sometimes those, you know, they might, you know, appreciate honesty. Go, listen, I've been hitting on the good-looking one. Oi, Four Eyes.
Yeah.
Do you fancy it, Chubbs?
Exactly.
Something like that.
Let's be honest, is what you're saying.
Well, yeah.
I'm wondering, I don't mean to be libelous, but Velma, she was quite short, the glasses, the short hair.
Lesbian.
Hung around with the dog.
Lesbian.
I'm beginning to wonder if she was.
I was like, see, unfortunately, I said lesbian there, and you still carried on with your assessment of what it is to be a lesbian. It's bad enough doing the cliches of having short hair, but you said the dog.
Yeah, but she hangs around with a dog.
You said, do lesbians do that?
Well, have you seen some lesbians? They're right dogs. Good night. See what I've done there? You know what I've done there, Rick? Comedy award winning.
Professional. I was having a cup of tea. 100 Reasons here on XFM 104.9, just gone 2:30.
Ricky Gervais.
Yeah, with Steve Merchant.
Hi.
All right.
Rick, we've got a couple of emails in here, and they're saying they enjoyed your performance over the Christmas period on a programme called 100 Greatest TV Moments.
Yeah.
Did you do an interview or something? What was the deal? I didn't see this.
Yeah, the Office was in there, wasn't it? And I was interviewed for it.
But what are they talking about? That they enjoyed your performance? Come on, tell me what
do you?
No,
it's the thing that I did on Razzmatazz.
Oh, is this where they found a clip?
Yeah. No, all right, I was in a band and we had one single out or something, and I did one TV appearance when I was about, oh God, and they showed a bit of it, about 7 seconds, me on Razzmatazz. Oh, God.
Razzmatazz, for those that don't remember, was like a kind of, I suppose, what was it, like a kind of CD UK of its time?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And, oh God. And it was of the time, sort of new romantic.
And they showed a clip of this?
I looked about 10 and about 5 stone with hair and makeup and girly clothes. My sister actually said I looked like Posh Spice.
Brilliant.
Which is, there's a funny story about that, right? Because we were rushed and we had to do this thing, and we were meant to take a flight to Newcastle. And
where were you travelling from, London?
Yeah, but we got there, we didn't have tickets, we were told to go there, but the A&R man overslept. Right, for a company, overslept, and it was terrible. We were fretting, and eventually, so it was too late to get the plane. We missed the plane. We had to get a train, and it was really kind of fine. They were back and forth. They're going, "Yeah, if they come now, we can still do it. We're going to miss it." And this was like a big promotional thing. And we got there, and they went, "Oh God, right?" And I had this sort of like jumpsuit I was wearing that I'd cut off, put that on backwards.
A jumpsuit?
Yeah, I know. It was bad.
On the clip?
Yeah. I had that on back to front, and there was no time, and I think I even mimed wrong at one point, and it was awful. But the funny story is this, that when we were there, we didn't have our tickets.
This was at the airport?
We bumped into Bucks Fizz. The guys and girls from Bucks Fizz and their manager, so there's like 5 of them, right? And there's 2 of us, and they had 5 tickets. And Bucks Fizz tried to smuggle us through. And so they went through the things, right? And they went, "Tickets, please." And he just waved 5 tickets that he had, like that, goes, "This is us, right?" And they went, "Well, can I have a look at them?" And they went, "There's only 5 here." And they just looked at us and went, "Sorry, lads, we tried. We were nearly smuggled through."
By Bobby. Carol.
They couldn't even with their powers. They were the height of their powers.
That was the make-believe time.
They'd already done making your mind up. I thought if anyone can get us through customs check, it was the Fizz. But even the Fizz
what I like
could not
that
get us
reassures
through.
me, I have to say, about kind of airplane travel. You know, in these kind of troubled times, it's nice to know that even someone like Bucks Fizz couldn't get, smuggle someone through.
That's good, because even the top security man went, "Hold on, there's 5 in the Fizz, there's 5 tickets, those 2 lads are not going through."
Exactly.
Yeah, that makes you more secure about air travel now.
Well, it's lovely if I'm in America, and I see 5-star, trying to get through customs.
With 2 other lads.
Exactly. I think, wait a minute, what's going on there?
Yeah.
Wait a minute, security guy stopped him, it's fine.
It's fine, yeah.
There's only 5 in 5-star.
Oh.
It's lovely to know that.
Yeah.
I love the fact, and did you know the Fizz previous? Was this your first run-in with the Fizz?
No, they were doing the Taz, same as us. They were doing the old Raz, same as us.
Did you recognise the Fizz and go, "Oh my God, that's the Fizz, let's try and sneak in with them," or did they recognise you? How did it work?
They wouldn't have recognised us.
Exactly, that's what I'm thinking. I love the audacity of going up to Bucks Fizz and saying, trying to smuggle us in. Can you try and break aviation law for us?
Now it's time to make your mind up. We're going to the land of make-believe. I did that and they laughed. They went, brilliant. We'll get you through, lads. Yeah. Just stay tight. I was actually on top of Bobby's shoulders in a long coat.
Lovely.
Yeah, but Bill...
Well, seriously though, I don't understand what their plan was.
Like they would have gone, through.
It's the Fizz, let them through.
Yeah.
Don't bother checking the...
It's like, it wasn't even answering, we couldn't even get to Newcastle.
Do you think it was wearing your jumpsuit backwards that sort of gave it away?
Well, no, but see, I didn't have it on then. I was just in civvies. I just had jeans and a t-shirt then. I didn't even have my hair gelled. I was just like cash.
I thought it looked alright.
Did you?
Did you?
Well, I mean, for
Then you.
Tight jumpsuit.
Yeah.
cheekbones.
Brilliant.
Yeah. I had some cheekbones. Yeah. That was.
If anyone else saw it, or maybe they texted us, they've got a clip, because I'd love to see it. I missed it.
Well, I'll get you one.
If you have it, put it. I'll tell you what. Why not create a website and put that clip on there on a constant loop, and then send the address in, and I'll give it out, and people can check it out for themselves.
Yeah, brilliant.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Cool.
I'll have to lose weight now.
Yeah.
That film.
Oh, now we come to the feature. We're carrying this over 2002 because it was such a great success.
Everyone's talking about it.
Do you remember I stopped my film reviews because I'm only doing films I like, and I've done all the films I like. That's where other film reviewers fail.
Sure.
Because they review substandard films.
Exactly.
My average is still 9.5 out of 10.
Yeah.
And no one's beaten that. Not Barry Norman, not Jonathan Ross. No one's got an average of 9.5 out of 10 for the films they reviewed. So I'm keeping it there. I don't want to drop my standards. However, that film sounds good. This is where I pick a classic track from a film that I might not have seen, right? But I like the song, I might go and see the film. This is Almost Famous.
The film was Almost Famous.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it, right? But a song, now don't panic, listen without prejudice. This is Elton John, but it's when he was good, okay? When he was a bright, funky, young Brit glam star. Wonderful song, wonderful tune, wonderful lyrics. It's Tiny Dancer. Burns, Black Rebel Motorcycle Club there, Steve. What's about it?
That's it, isn't it?
We've had some laughs, haven't we?
We've learned as well, we've been educated as ever.
Yeah, past ears, all that.
We've got baguette information.
We've had features such as That Film Sounds Good.
Exactly.
Song
that I like.
Song for the lovers. Song for the ladies.
Song for the ladies coming up very shortly. Rick, I was lucky enough this week to go to a exclusive press preview of Britney Spears' forthcoming movie, Crisscross, or Crossroads. Crossroads, I think it's called.
Yeah.
It's not related to the popular TV show.
Right.
Rick, I'm assuming you'd love me to do a little review of it now. I can't because it's embargoed until March. I can only talk about it in March.
No,
otherwise
no.
the press people will go crazy.
No, I wouldn't want you to.
Well, no, I imagine you want to know all about Crossroads.
Not really.
Because I cannot tell you anything.
Well, don't then. I mean, just...
Well, you can ask me questions, you can pump me for information, I cannot tell you anything about it until
I
March.
would pump you for no reason ever.
No? But Rick,
Certainly not for information.
Carl, doesn't matter what you ask me about Britney Spears' Crossroads, I cannot tell you anything about it. Okay? But seriously, if you want to know the plot or what I think of it, I cannot discuss it. Okay? And if the listeners want to email in questions, they can. I cannot reply until March. So hang on for that. I've seen the film already. I've already seen the film myself in advance of everyone else. I can't tell anyone about it until March. That's the kind of exclusive.
I'll tell you what though, maybe I'll review it in March.
No, you can't.
Why?
Because you haven't seen it and I have.
Yeah.
But if you want to ask me a question now about it.
Well, that's you in March.
Yeah, but if you wanted to know now, you couldn't know. I wasn't going to tell you.
Right, Song for the lovers.
Yeah.
Ladies,
Anyway,
sorry.
Song for the ladies this week. I was lucky enough to get given as a Christmas gift the Rolling Stones complete singles collection.
Good present. Good
Well,
present.
it's an absolute joy. And I'd forgotten how brilliant Wild Horses
Oh, great track.
from the Stones, so I thought I'd play that this week for the ladies. Let's leave them with that.
Jagger and Richards at their best.
Beautiful.
Watts is in on it. I know Watsy. I mean, Wyman was still there those days.
See you next time.
Bye.